Your life direction is always determined by the voices you listen to. Whatever voices you're listening to will set the course of your life. Your life direction is also determined by the voices you ignore. And so it's just not just who you listen to, but who you refuse to listen to. And I want you to think with me for a moment about your life, where you are in your life today, and look back on your life briefly for a moment and think about the voices that got you where you are today. What voices spoke into your life that helped you get to where you are today? It may have been your parents, may have been friends, may have been colleagues, it could have been a variety of people that were voices in your life. And you are where you are today in some part by reason of the voices you've listened to, either for better or for worse. And let's take it a step further. Not only what voices have you listened to that have brought you to where you are today, but what voices are you listening to now that will take you into your future? That's why you need to be extremely careful of the voices you listen to. And by the way, the world is full of voices. There are more voices in the world today than I think there's ever been, because we have this thing called 24/7 television and social media and all kind of voices coming at you all the time. And these voices want to get in your head and into your system and to affect how you live your life. And I will tell you that behind many of these voices, hear me today, behind many of these voices is a diabolical plot that comes from the pit of hell to steal, kill, and destroy you. Okay, that's very clear. Okay. So that's why you need to be discriminating when it comes to the voices that you're listening to. Because if you don't discriminate and understand what voices are coming into your head, it's going to affect how you live. It will affect your destiny. It will affect your legacy very severely. And so there's this moment in Abraham's life when he heard a voice that other people didn't hear. And the voice that Abraham heard when he was in a place called Ur of the Chaldees. It was a place, as we mentioned last week, that was idolatrous. Idols everywhere. I showed you the picture of the temple to the moon god that existed in Ur of the Chaldees. They were all worshiping idols. It was a polytheistic culture that Abraham lived in. Even his very own father, the Bible says, was an idolater. So we see that Abraham was in this culture, but he heard a voice that others didn't hear. And what voice did Abraham hear that others did not hear? He heard the voice of the Lord. He heard God speak to him. And the Lord said to Abram, that phrase, don't run past it. You saw it in Genesis chapter 12 a moment ago. In the midst of this terrible culture, Abraham heard a voice that others did not hear, that others were ignoring.